Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome along to a bouncing St Mary's here on the south coast. After over 13 years, this derby is back in English League football. The grudge match is once again staged here at St Mary's as Southampton host bitter rivals Portsmouth in the South Coast derby in the Sky Bet Championship. Well, today is the 40th senior South Coast derby meeting between these two clubs. And after a wait of 6 years in the Cup and 13 long years and 165 days in the league, this meeting has been bubbling under the surface for some time. Just 16 miles or 25 kilometres or 34 minutes by car is what separates these two clubs, and the hatred between the sets of fans could barely be stronger. One of English football's great rivalries is soon to be alive and kicking again after Southampton's relegation from the Premier League last season, coupled with Portsmouth's close survival in the Championship. And not a seat is to be had here in this stadium, which is set to stage an early kick-off here. It is actually only the 7th league meeting between the teams in the last 37 years since 1988, and Saints boss Will Still will be hoping it can be a day and occasion to kick-start their up and down start to the season. They won late on the opening day here against Wrexham, but it's been 3 winless games since then, which has seen them miss a lot of chances, which have the home fans wondering whether it'll be an immediate return to the Premier League or not. Still arrived in Hampshire with a great reputation from French football. Time will tell whether the rookie manager has taken on a club with too much baggage after a rollercoaster few years here at St Mary's. Portsmouth fans have been buzzing for this one all week. After winning in their final game before the international break, they'll be full of confidence as they look for a first ever win in this stadium, and also a first victory on Southampton turf overall since a win at their old Dell Stadium back in 1988. 3,000 or maybe just under of the Blue Army are packed into one corner of this ground, bussed in earlier on. It's a bubble fixture, which means that if you are an away fan, you have to travel from your own stadium. If you live in Southampton nearby, you have to travel to Portsmouth and then come back again. That's how much security is in place for this one. Looking to make sure their weekend ends on a high for sure. 2 wins in their last 11 meetings since 1960 mean that many a generation of their support have mixed memories of these meetings. And Portsmouth will certainly fancy their chances of causing an upset here on enemy turf. We are just awaiting the 2 sets of players. Not too many late arrivals now. James Beattie, a former Southampton striker, watching that huge banner unfurled of him here in the chapel stand. Portsmouth lost the last meeting of these two sides back at Fratton Park when Southampton ran out 4-0 winners in the League Cup in 2019. The other sides were separated by many a division back then. Now they are level. This very much the first fixture that both sets of fans and players were looking towards when they dropped back in June. And now it is nearly time for the big kick-off. So much expectation, so much excitement, and so much planning has gone into this game for both clubs. Now it is time to deliver. These clubs, these fans cannot stand each other. The local rivals that used to be friends, no longer that way. Let's take you to the team news. A couple of changes for the hosts who give a debut to winger Tom Fellows, who's joined for £10 million from West Brom, while Finn Azaz plays here at home for the first time. Flynn Downs also comes in for Nathan Wood as Southampton switched to a back 4. Downs sat out the last game at Watford after he didn't feel right during the warm-up. Leo Scienza and Elias Yeller joined late in the window and are among the substitutes ahead of potential debuts in what is their club's biggest home game of the season. Portsmouth boss John Massinho makes just one change from the side that beat Preston 2 weeks ago as Connor Chaplin comes in for his debut in what is his second spell with the club. with Florian Bianchini dropping to the bench. Club captain Marlon Pack is back involved for the first time this season after a knee injury. One of last season's leading scorers, Callum Lang, is still out. Conor Ogilvie will have his work cut out against Tom Fellows as he makes his 50th championship appearance. Filizaz has been a consistent performer in this league over the last few years, whether it be for Plymouth, his former side, Middlesbrough as well, where he chipped in with plenty of goals and assists over last season. He switched the northeast for the South Coast at the end of last month, and there is Tom Fellows, signed from West Bromwich Albion for £10 million. A direct runner. Will still wanted to put him in and give him his chance today. He'll be hoping he takes it. Pitch in pristine condition. No battles between the two coaches yet. Two relative young pups in the game. Will Still, 31, and John Massinho, aged 38. The age is getting younger, but the desire very much there. And one of those two could well be a hero at the end of this one. The Saints brass band have done their bit. Now it's over to the players. It is Portsmouth, if you can't tell already, that are going to get this one underway. It'll be interesting to see just how hotly contested this one is. On the docks here at Southampton, the South Coast derby is ready to kick back off and running after a long old wait. Police enforcing that this one is an early kick-off. You don't get too many 12 midday starts in English football anymore, but some games demand it, and this is very much one of them. It's been 13 long years since we had a South Coast derby between Southampton and Portsmouth in league competition. Today, a high noon showdown for the 40th meeting of these two old foes, just 5 weeks into the season. Portsmouth haven't won behind enemy lines since 1988. Those Pompey fans have been in the ground for quite some time now. They arrived on their buses a long while ago, weren't allowed to venture into the city centre. And already some action on the touchline. John Massinho not happy about something. Will Still seeing the funny side. It is Portsmouth in their traditional blue, who are in possession here with Nicholas Schmidt, the goalkeeper. Fans will be demanding absolutely everything of their players here. St Mary's hasn't been a happy place in the last couple of years, really. A terrible campaign in the Premier League last season. We're trying to force it forward. It evades Chaplin. Now maybe an early chance for Southampton to do some running. There's a Pompey throw after Cameron Archer gave chase. Scored in each of Southampton's last 2 games. One challenge today with getting the goals through the middle. Conor Ogilvie, who's been crucial to Portsmouth's defensive efforts so far this season. Just to paint the picture of these two, way back in the 1930s, when Portsmouth won the FA Cup 4-1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers in 1939, the trophy was actually paraded here in Southampton, and it was displayed at the Guildhall here in the city. Now, if you're a Portsmouth fan, you wouldn't be showing any blue in these parts at all. Bishop with a ball in. Put behind by Taylor Harwood-Bellis, and an early corner here for Pompey. I don't think the corner takers will want to be standing around waiting for too long to take these, for the hostile reception they'll get in those corners. It's spotted up here by Josh Murphy. Murphy just moving something away that has been thrown down here, and the referee wants to see exactly what it is. And someone rather cowardly has thrown a lighter in his direction. Referee pausing play here while he takes this over to the touchline. Steve Martin, the fourth official, taking care of that now. Let's hope we don't have any ugly scenes here. Referee Matt Donoghue today. Man who has officiated in the Premier League as well. He gets the big gig of the weekend. So Murphy's corner will eventually be taken. Trying to bundle it home at that near post there was Regan Poole, who was closest to it, but safely into the arms from a Southampton point of view of Gavin Bazunu. (2-2) the last league meeting finished here in this stadium back in April 2012. A couple from Billy Sharp for the home side. He actually looked like he'd won it for them in the 89th minute, but David Norris scoring for Pompey 4 minutes into added time to make sure they took a point with them back to the island. Chaplin going for goal, and touched on there as well by Bishop. Portsmouth undoubtedly have started the better of the two sides here. Full of running, full of energy. That one comfortably going away from Bazunu's goal. Ball still side, yet to really get going. And plenty of headlines for his results early on in his career in Belgium and in France as well. Spent last year with Lens in the north of the country, finished 8th in Liga after a couple of years with Reims in the Champagne region. Throw in here to Southampton to be taken by Ryan Manning. He has been a figure that hasn't always been celebrated in these parts. Mr. Portsmouth back on the bench for them today, Marlon Pack. His hometown club. This would mean more to him than most. Paul. Opting not to go back home and instead puts it into the main stand. Well, certainly one of these two clubs is expected to get promotion to the Premier League this season. Portsmouth haven't been in the top flight since Avram Grant was in charge back in the 2009-10 season. Here's Flynn Downs. Charles. Manning into Fraser, just about the smallest man on the field. Food by Harwood-Bellis. Southampton throw. Again, they look long, this time for Fellows on the right. Ogilvie misjudges the header, and Fellows with a chance to run. Couldn't quite supply Archer in the middle, as As was there as well. Always a late runner into the box. Well, Ogilvie came flying out there and got his angles completely wrong. Fellows on his natural side, which is a rarity these days for wingers, but couldn't quite measure his cross. Swanson. Next nearly for Chaplin, who wins a free kick there after he was brought down by Downs. Chaplin, a really smart pickup for Pompey this season, a man deemed surplus to requirements at Ipswich following their relegation. Murphy, and a half-hearted clearance away! Oh, it's off the bar! Andre Dozzell so close! That goal would have sent the away end into absolute bedlam. An astonishing effort from so far out. It wasn't even quite in the corner, but Bazunu beat it out of his reach. And it came back off the woodwork. Nerves jangling here for Southampton fans. Murphy, out off Downs for a Portsmouth throw. This one's not going to be quiet, is it? Ogilvie with this throw. Portsmouth unbeaten so far in their 2 away games. They won at Oxford on the opening day and picked up a 1-1 draw against West Brom 3 Saturdays ago. Archer running straight into Poole there. Chaplin going up, but the header won by Harwood Bellis. Southampton certainly having to weather the early storm against their goal here. Will still went for a run at 7 o'clock this morning and said he could feel the atmosphere bubbling up already. The bus stops were full, people were out and about getting ready for the big kick-off 5 hours from the start. Southampton unbeaten in all 3 league games they've played here in this stadium. The Portsmouth did win here, 4-1 in the FA Cup back in 2010. Archer with 2 in his last 2 after not scoring in 25 appearances since before then, Portsmouth throw taken by Swanson. Segatic was going for it. Free kick given. Well, Portsmouth have started quick. Colby Bishop, the captain, leading from the front. He was their 11-goal top scorer last season. Good header by Conor Shaughnessy. Southampton starting to get a little bit frustrated here. Decisions going against them, and Portsmouth by far the better of the 2 teams in the early stages. That was wayward though. Throw here to be taken by Mads Roslev. Summer signing from Brentford after spending last year in Germany with Wolfsburg. And he played for them 7 times after Christmas in his loan spell there. Dropping down a division to get regular football this year. Poole. Schmidt. Shaughnessy. A little bit scrappy out there as Southampton look to try and put their foot on the ball. Applause from Will Still in the technical area. Archer going flying into his man. Certainly looking to put himself about in the early stages of this derby. Already there might be a problem here for Portsmouth, who could be forced into making an early change. Looks like Luke Leroux is being readied here. Someone out there has clearly got a problem. Leroux's only made one start for his new club, the South African. He joined from Swedish football in July. He has been on as a sub in the last couple of games, but plans for John Mousinho are having to be altered. By Paul, forcefully into Segicic, who couldn't hold it. Signed from Sydney in June. Here's a Portsmouth side that has been renovated over the summer. It looks like Andre Dizelle might be the man who has to come off here. He got the winning goal against Preston a fortnight ago. That's the closest we've come to a goal so far. As Dizelle hit the bar. Maybe just felt something go there as he stretched for that one. Swift. There is Swanson in towards Bishop, and now Chaplin. Well, that would have been some story. Ogilvie. Not very far. Chaplin. Southampton looking nervy here. Segicic. Shaughnessy. Murphy looking to commit his man. He's beaten Roslev. Great ball in. Bishop was the man going for it. It goes over the top by the body of Harwood Bellis. Here in the South Coast derby, Southampton all at sea. What a ball in that was there. The Murphy twins on fire for their respective clubs this season. Josh and Jacob. The latter at Newcastle. Swift with this corner. They're in tight to the goalkeeper, so they go out instead to Murphy. Good ball towards Ogilvie. Bazunu with a decisive punch, and the referee spotted something in there as well. And they're trying to change the angle here, Portsmouth. Ogilvie wasn't too far away from making a connection. It must have been a foul on the goalkeeper that the referee saw, or thought he saw. Taken down by Azaz, on towards Archer, but cleaning up nicely there was Swanson. Headed by Stevens. Southampton with nearly 17 minutes gone, haven't had a single shot yet. They might here though, with a collision after a push there, I think, by Fellows and Ogilvie, clattering into Schmidt, the goalkeeper. Schmidt was a long way from home. The ball hung in the air for a long time, and Schmidt was committed in his decision to come out. So, double injury problem here for Portsmouth. Well, that change hasn't had to be made just yet. Tomasino opting to stick with the side out there at the moment. Bishop having a word with the fourth official, Steve Martin. Still a problem for two Pompey players, which will be of massive concern there to the gaffer. Giselle doesn't look like he's ready to come off here. It's a hand problem for the goalkeeper, which is less than ideal given his position. Ogilvie has a massive bump on his forehead there and a cut behind the ear, so he might be forced to make a change. I'm very surprised if he continues here. I think the decision might be taken out of his hands. John Harley, manager's assistant, having a word as well. I can only imagine that John Tomasino is saying really there should be some kind of disciplinary action for that challenge. Will Still just getting a bit bored of the situation. Lallana on the Southampton bench these days. First team coach. He's played in this fixture before. Indeed, was in the Southampton side the last time these two sides met in the league. Well, Ogilvie is up, but he's not looking too sharp at all, is he? Schmidt does seem to be okay, but just in case, there's a run inside there for Ben Killip, who could well be called for, a sub-goalkeeper. We'll see how Ogilvie gets on, but heading the ball on that side of his head is not going to be particularly pleasant for him. So, on we go after a good few minutes of pause. And it runs all the way through to Bazunu. Just wonder whether that break might have been ideal for Southampton, really, and a chance for them to reset and almost start this game again. Portsmouth have acquitted themselves far the better so far. Giselle, Shaughnessy, back to Schmidt. It's away by Roslev. On Pompey again. Murphy. Ogilvie. Just halfway through the first half. Shaughnessy. Back end of last season and the start of this, Portsmouth have only lost one of their last 9 games in the league. after 4 defeats in 5. The only loss they've had so far this season, a 2 undefeated home to Norwich. They missed a penalty in that game. Ogilvie with the throw. Downs. Shaughnessy back to Schmidt. We'll only know how his injury is once he's tested. He needs to use his hands. Poole winning a free kick there after an overly aggressive challenge from Azaz. Certainly in the referee's view anyway. In reality, although he was nibbling away, I'm not sure there could be enough that could be constituted an actual foul. But this looks like the end of the game for Nicholas Schmidt. So Ben Killip will be coming on here. Only played once this season, unsurprisingly, in the League Cup against Reading. It will only be his 4th appearance for the club when he's introduced. Who knows how it will affect Portsmouth, but given Southampton's lack of attacking threats so far, it might not be massive. Mourinho is clearly rattled about something here. You can just see the collision again between defender and goalkeeper, and it was Fellows that shoved Ogilvie into Schmidt and caused injury to them both. A brave decision from the Portsmouth goalkeeper to take himself out of the equation here. In conversation with the 2 Portsmouth medical staff, and slowly but surely Killip is getting himself ready here. He did play the final 2 games of last season, and after joining from Barnsley in the January transfer window to come in as their reserve goalkeeper. They have actually just signed Joe Bursick as well, a good goalkeeper of Championship pedigree, formerly of Stoke. He left Club Brugge at the start of this month, having only really featured for their B team. But he's not involved today, but he might be for the games to come, depending on the nature of Schmidt's injury. Killip comes on here. I've been expecting to play any minutes in this game, let alone 3/4 of the match. Killip given a Southampton welcome. Fraser. Southampton looking to start themselves into action here. Saints did decide to change manager at the back end of last season, really. Ivan Juric came in for the second half of the season, but after Southampton were relegated, actually left before the season's end. Juric, the man who ultimately replaced Russell Martin, who has done good things in his career and did very good things here with Southampton as he got them promoted from the Championship, but now struggled north of the border with Rangers. The fans calling for him to resign up there. Well, despite a shaky start, Will still has plenty of credit in the bank. Archer was fouled there, free kick. Given away by Poole. Got a little bit too tight to him and had a chunk of his shirt right in front of Will Still. Chaplin, it hit the referee, fell for Charles, but understandably play halted, and it will be an uncontested drop ball. Shaughnessy. Dropping in between the two centre-halves there, John Swift, who throughout his career has played a lot higher up the field, but a bit more withdrawn here in this Portsmouth side. Here's Swift again. Murphy. Ogilvie in a very advanced position there. That bump is there, but doesn't seem to maybe decreased in size, or maybe sort of double bump. Such was the collision. Ogilvie towards Bishop. Swift. Fellows was there for Southampton. Header won by Bishop. Murphy. The away side looking far more comfortable of the two here. Just about played for by Dazelle. Now Murphy. Ogilvie's there. He lets it go. Something's building here for Portsmouth again. Ogilvie just getting around the other side there of Fellows. Southampton having to dig in a lot defensively here. Don't seem to quite have the same pizzazz about their play at the moment. Portsmouth, you can see, well up for this. He's getting a little bit frustrated as he checks the clock, but he'll be very pleased, I'm sure, with the way his side have started here. That man less so. Oh, the flick on nearly comes through there. Valeriano Stegacic off the side. Chaplin. Real box of tricks in that pocket of space off the front man. Can occupy these areas as well. He's really in amongst it in Portsmouth as well. He's a Havant resident. He was with Portsmouth from 2003 to 19, came through their academy, scored 22 league goals for them over a 4-year spell. He's actually faced them already this season with his former side Ipswich, so they know what he's about. Manning towards Archer, who is getting little joy out of the Portsmouth central defensive pairing so far. Ogilvie. Murphy. They've got men over on the right. Stegacic is the first of them. The Australian has taken it down. Swift. Any Portsmouth fans at the other end of the stadium watching on here, hoping their side can make use of this spell they're having. Stegacic easily bumped off the ball there. Well, it's been high tempo. And most fans from both clubs are expecting that as a minimum here. derbies aren't quite what they were even maybe 15, 20 years ago. Intensity not always there, but this one has a feel about it. Downs with a hoist. And this time Archer holds it. Fraser. Azaz. Fellows. Ross, they're firing past him. Fellows. Wins Southampton a corner. And something for their fans to get excited about. It's their first of the game. Southampton have done well from set plays this season. 4 of their 6 goals scored in the league have been from these kind of areas. Fraser. Manning. There's plenty of bend on that from Fraser, but swinging well away from goal. That was well away from goal as well. Team haven't quite found their rhythm just yet. Still is the second youngest head coach in the top 4 tiers of English football, after another who's based on the south coast, Fabian Herzler with Brighton. Manning. It's running beyond Azaz. Bishop. Chaplin looking up and looking out and finding Murphy. Still Murphy. Roslev was there to make sure he didn't do any further damage. Bounces off the arm there of Archer. Giselle, who hit the bar very early on in this game, goes back to their new goalkeeper, Killing. Bishop, Murphy, ping-ponging around. Eventually Harwood Bellis decides to deal with it. Play paused here because we have an idiot on the field who is being chased by numerous stewards and police. What a clown. We'll still be hoping that his side stop clowning around here. They haven't threatened Portsmouth at all so far. Paul Trollope, his assistant there, wondering how they can spring them into life. There have been quite a few stoppages in this first half. It means that we still have plenty of time to go before the break, probably the best part of 15 minutes. Ogilvie goes back to Paul. Fellows. Azaz didn't go for the ball. Bishop looking to turn it on towards Murphy, who was on his heels. Fellows swings that into no man's land, really. Swift. Portsmouth a lot more calculated with everything they're doing. Stegacic, who is a centre forward and has been playing in the number 10 role, but playing wide right today. High one from Murphy, but Bazunu is always the favourite. Stevens. During the last meeting of the sides was involved. He was an unused substitute that night in the League Cup. The third round back in 2019. Swift. It's a long one towards Bishop. Roslev doing enough against him. Portsmouth have had 57% of the ball so far. He knows that Southampton will surely come out a different animal after half-time. Since the start of last season, Portsmouth have won just one of 13 games where they've ended up having more of the ball. They've won 15 of 37 where they haven't. They know their place, they know how they can thrive. They're having to be that team here who has the majority of possession and having to be on a front foot a little bit more. Some expecting them to come here today and be the counter-attacking side. Murphy. Chaplin. Murphy. Oh, good bend on that there, and Bazunu left it, and Manning puts it behind. Southampton do not look comfortable at all when the ball goes into their box. And Murphy, once again, the architect there. Bazunu surely had to come and take that. It was right into his path. Dazelle will take this corner. And he comes back out here. And Dazelle keeps his line, just about keeps his footing. Ogilvie. Downs out. Back the ball comes again. Murphy from deep. And that backwards header. And Bazunu decides to punch. I wonder whether there'll have to be a change in emphasis in this game for Southampton, who win a free kick here. They do have Ross Stewart on the bench. They've got to get someone up front who has got a little bit of something about them. Archer is not doing it for them right now. Murphy didn't quite make the contact he needed. Fellows pulled there by Ogilvie. Killip's ball. Well, plenty heading downstairs already, but I'd expect at least 5, 6, maybe even 7 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. The long injury to the goalkeeper and Ogilvie. The stoppage for the object being thrown onto the field. We just had the pause a minute ago because of the pitch invader that we had as well. For all the gusto from both teams, particularly Portsmouth, this game is yet to have a shot on target. Murphy. And still. Oh, it comes through! And wide it goes from Bishop. He's only scored once so far this season, though it was in Portsmouth last away game at West Brom. Again, they come down the left here with Murphy. Loves to swing them on his left foot. The deflection on it there off Stevens took it through to Bishop. He clearly got a call from behind, but decided to take it on himself. Fraser taken down cynically. That'll be a yellow card in a second. Still Fraser coming into Fellows. And Ogilvie caught. It's a free kick to Portsmouth. But there will be a yellow card handed out here, I'm sure. The booking will be issued. And Zach Swanson, who is yellow carded. Fraser had got away from him down that side. A rash challenge it was, but credit to Fraser, he got up and got on with it there. It was just a touch too high for Fellows. Not the best so far from Killip, who's put two out of play since coming on. And we do have 7 minutes of added time. Well, 7 minutes surely that Portsmouth have to find a lead in. Southampton haven't been in the races in the first half. That was a pull there by Chaplin, right in front of referee Matt Donoghue. Be a yellow card there for delaying the restart, was it? Well, no problems about the free kick. And then a push it was by Taylor Harwood-Bellis, in fact, in his attempts to get the game restarted, and he's cautioned for it. Harwood-Bellis, who I'm sure has an interested spectator from afar today, his father-in-law Roy Keane, who'll be no doubt at the Manchester derby later this afternoon as Manchester United take on Manchester City. Stevens getting stuck in, and the home fans enjoyed that. Still 5 minutes left here. Shaughnessy. First time from Murphy, who, when he's got it right, has really put Southampton under pressure, but he's had one too many wayward crosses like that as well. Manning. Nice ball there. Played on by Azaz. Here's Fraser. Fellows coming in again, and Overby with that cushion header behind. As blood starts to come from that wound. Fraser's pace being utilised again in that wide left area. Overby wasn't quite sure at what point Fellows was going to arrive. The referee spots that, he'll have to go and get it treated. Instead, a Ryan Fraser corner here for Southampton. Fraser in, but out as far as Fellows. Oh, and now the counter could be on here for Portsmouth. How many can they get forward? How many can Southampton get back? Stegacic. It's a woeful ball into the final third, as things were looking so bright there for Pompey. You can hear from the home fans, they want their side to get forward and get forward in numbers, but they opt to take their time instead. Stevens, Harwood-Bellis, Manning, back with Bazunu. 2.5 minutes remaining. Only wait for the first shot on target in this game, but it has been a very watchable affair. Charles, by the Northern Irishman, Manning, to him by Poole. Stevens, Grosler, period of possession at the end of the half for Southampton, but going nowhere with it. Shaughnessy, it's a poor touch. Charles to Fellows. It can go either way, he'll use either foot. Charles, Fellows. That's a nice ball, tucked back, and it was touched on by Archer. Closer towards goal than the initial effort there by Zaz. And Killett did well to react. It was a cheeky flick by Archer. Azaz's effort going comfortably wide, but it nearly went in. Hard to know whether Will Still, so polite and mild-mannered as he is, will be going bananas at his players at half-time. They need something shot into them here. Portsmouth's desire and application certainly can't be questioned. Whipped wide by Swift, but a clash on the edge of the area there, and Chaplin is penalised. Bishop telling Chaplin to move away from the situation, for fear of him getting yellow carded. That will just about be time for the first half. It's as we started, 0-0 at half-time at St Mary's. Nothing to separate these bitter rivals apart. Andre Dezelle Portsmouth's best effort in the first half as he hit the bar. Cameron Archer with only Southampton's second shot deep into added time, right at the end of the half. And it has been the first half without major incident in front of goal, which means the half-time score in the South Coast derby at St Mary's is Southampton 0, Portsmouth 0.
lads. Come on, come on.
Welcome back here to St Mary's. Both teams are back out here for the second half. It does look as though there is going to be a little bit of action in terms of changes at the break. Haven't seen Conor Ogilvie come back out yet for Portsmouth. Took a couple of knocks to the head in the first half. A collision with his former goalkeeper, Nicholas Schmidt, who's gone off. Just saw Ben Killip there get warmed up ahead of the restart. Conor Ogilvie has gone off, and it's going to be Jordan Williams who comes on in his place. Williams, a right back by trade. Played the last 15 minutes against West Brom a few weeks ago in his last appearance. His only start this season. Before that was against Portsmouth. Now back underway. Portsmouth by far the better of the two teams in the opening 45 minutes. Can Southampton respond after 15 minutes of talking to from their manager Will Still? We shall see. Zunu onto the head of Manning. Down there by Swift is Fraser, who mops up. Archer chasing after this, Poole with a flick over his own head. Nice chance to advance here for Swift. Oh, lovely turn by Chaplin, who's taken out by Stevens, who'll pick up a yellow card. It means now both Southampton centre-halves are on bookings. So something to watch there for Southampton's fans and manager. Hooked in here, very well nodded away. It has only been 1-0 between these two sides. It was 101 years ago in Division 2 at the Dell back in 1924. I don't think there'll be too many people here today who can claim that they saw that one. Like the pull on Colby Bishop there, but in fact the free kick has gone against him. To translate what he was saying there, I think he was basically saying what's going on in a more polite way. Bellis back to Bazunu, who looked a little unsure at times in the first half. Southampton have won just one of their last 18 league games either side of the summer. Won in their last 3 since they were victorious here against Wrexham on the opening day, but they were actually losing that game until the 90th minute. Manning in the 90th and then Stevens in the 96th minute securing 3 points. Since then, draws against Ipswich and Watford away from home, and a loss here against the revived Stoke side this season under Mark Robbins. Dazelle. Murphy has Williams going past him. Fellows trying to clear, but only making a connection with the corner flag. It's not often you see that happen. Fraser helps the ball away. Archer. Brought too much this Southampton side so far. You wonder at what point his place might be under threat in the side. Manning gaining too many yards for the referee's liking. Fulsome praise there of Cameron Archer, but it is worth noting he is the only player to have had a shot on target in this game so far. On here towards Archer, he might have more of a say now. Swenson got it away from him just in time. Started his run before the ball was received there by Azaz. He knew the ball was going to be played into his path. Manning is spotting this one up. Played twice for the Republic of Ireland in the international break against Hungary, and their defeat away to Armenia as well. He's been doing plenty of travelling. Now what? Pulling is something that the referees are trying to get on top of this season. Not particularly easy. And there's about 5 sets of players going at it inside the penalty area. He's back up ahead of Paul, and suddenly a chance here for Archer. Angle tight! And that was the crucial factor. Instead, it's Portsmouth who lead the charge forward now with Segicic forming this attack for Pompey. Chaplin was waiting to receive, but Charles with the interception. Archer. Charles. Fraser. Ryan Fraser still. Charles urged to shoot, slipping and sliding as he did so. Harwood Bellis. That was an aggressive but fair challenge. Rosler. Azaz. Fellows. Southampton cranking up the heat. No way through just yet. Close to being a foul throw, just about allowable by the officials. Azaz to really get his creative juices flowing in this game. Fellows has shown moments. Harwood Bellis. Azaz trying to take that one on the turn. The easiest thing to do. Fraser. Charles, something slowly building here for the hosts. Azaz. Charles. Manning. There's that misjudged header there by Paul, which set Archer's juices flowing. skip on the ball that sent him wide in the end, and maybe it was actually an attempted ball in rather than a shot himself. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to hit the target. If he had have done, this place was ready to rock. And the away side has not won in the last 6 league meetings since Portsmouth's 2-0 win at the Dell in 1988. Barry Horn and Terry Connor scored the goals that day for Pompey. They don't have a great record in this fixture overall, as previously noted. In the 2011-12 season, when these two sides last met in the league in this division, both meetings ended up level. Murphy fouled from behind there by Rosler. Schmidt is out and has his arm in a cast, or at least a protective piece of material to make sure no harm comes to it, but that would suggest that that injury is reasonably serious. Southampton looking to keep that defensive line well away from their penalty area. They're retreating into it now. It comes through here to Bishop. He didn't catch it cleanly. Murphy. Well, they're off fellows. Portsmouth starting to flex their muscles again. Murphy has the most assists in the Championship since the start of last season, 15 in total, including his one so far this campaign. He's put in the most crosses of any player in the Championship in that time as well. He's actually had the 4th most shots of anyone too. Manning, makes a step back to Downs. Archer couldn't take it on. Azaz, nice take. Azaz, and again. Free kick given for a high boot there by Archer. Don't totally want to put the curse on this one yet, but just looks like one of those frustrating games that does eventually end in a stalemate. This ball goes straight through to Bazunu. Rosler bypasses fellows. Archer 2, Azaz. Fraser was waiting for it on the left, but I think Azaz might have fancied that for himself. Things are getting stretched. Segicic. Paul. Turns here to kill it. He worked. And by Chaplin, Segicic going over, found himself in a Southampton sandwich. He feels that he was unfairly the filling there. approaching the hour mark here at St Mary's. There's just over 32,000 in it today. Finazaz. Chance to cross here for Fellows. Results in a Southampton corner. Southampton have undoubted class in their side. They are yet to show it. Fraser towards Harwood Bellis, and Stevens there as well. It's the latter who got his head to it. Manning. They'll recycle it again from the right with Fraser. Well, they'll try to at least. The slightly dazed Conor Ogilvie watching from the bench in this second half. Lump. It's absolutely massive on his forehead. Surprised he played on in the first half, but the decision taken at the break to withdraw him from the field of play. Chaplin. Something a long way out there. It's been an attempted ball for Segicic, who he's not quite on the same wavelength with yet. John Mousinho was saying that his side really need to up their away form and try and change that around from last season. They're unbeaten in 4 now, having lost 15 of their last 19. He was saying in his pre-match interview today that they've changed their preparation for away matches, tried to switch a few things up in the hope of reviving their fortunes and not having to rely on the home form to get them through. They only managed to finish 5 points clear of the relegation zone at the end of last season. Only won twice so far this season. They only won 1 of their first 14 last year. Not win any of their first 9. They've already got points on the board so far. It leaves them in 8th in the early season championship table coming into this weekend. Stevens. Here's Manning. Took a risk and got away with it. The cleanest carry out. Well, might end with a chance here. Here's Fraser. Manning. Tester, but nothing more than that. Fraser. Good run here against Swanson. All the way through to Fellows. Rosenever's lost it. Murphy. To Rosev's credit, he did manage to recover, but he has conceded a throw. Plenty of subs getting warm and plenty of them looking back towards the benches to see whether they're going to get the call here. Southampton, in terms of forward players, could look to Adam Armstrong or Ross Stewart here. Both with very different profiles. There's a yellow card coming out here from referee Matt Donoghue. He's already shown 1 red card this season. None yet today, but a 4th yellow. And a 3rd for a Southampton player, this time Flynn Downs. So almost at the midpoint of the second half. Free kick swung in and headed well wide there by Poole. It was a free header for him. He scored once last season in the Barney away game at Norwich. They won 5-3 Portsmouth back in the middle of April. The fifth that day, that would have been the first today. Given how this game has gone, it might have been the first that wins it. Shaughnessy concedes the free kick. The run of Archer in behind, who could well have been offside there, but Shaughnessy has to head it out of play. One of the gaps in the laws of the game, really, in that sometimes defenders having to deal with balls because of a player who's behind them who actually hadn't been flagged offside. And yet it's the defensive team that are penalised. Painful one there for Dizelle in a rather private area. Fellows delivers quickly in towards Fraser. Picking up the scraps here is Archer. Fraser. Charles. It's just not sticking. This match has still only had one shot on target in it. And a rather feeble one at that from Cameron Archer as he flicked it towards goal. To Chaplin. Big move inside there by Murphy, who was fouled. This will be a yellow card for Roessler. If not for that challenge alone, maybe a succession of fouls. Three of the Southampton back four now on a booking. And still happy with his side out there at the moment. Not wanting to make any substitutions at least. To enforce one so far for Portsmouth. And equally not so keen to upset the equilibrium. Fraser. He's got runners ahead of him. One is Azaz. Archer making ground to get into the middle now. Fellows. Southampton with four in there. It's past all of them. Now there seems to be a bit more action on the Portsmouth bench. Seemingly not calling anyone back yet, but just over 20 minutes to go here. This game is certainly there for them if they want to push on and get the 3 points. Dizelle getting away from Flynn down so easily. Bishop. Murphy. He can have a free run at Roessler here, who can't make a challenge. Murphy wins the corner. Wonderful turn there initially by Dizelle in the middle of the park, and then things really open up for Portsmouth. They're playing high and wide. You can see they're stretching the field. Segicic was the man at the bottom of your picture, most furthest advanced, but Bishop would have been the most likely to get there. Swift. A long corner in there towards Shaughnessy. Giselle digs out some kind of cross. Southampton, free kick Portsmouth, I beg your pardon, after the foul by Fellows. Matt Letitia, Southampton legend here watching today. Will Still said that he was one of a few ex-players actually who's come into the club and had a word with the players to explain what this kind of game means. 209 goals he scored for them. Back there, advantage played because Downs has it. Fraser left, Archer through the middle, and he didn't use either of them. I'll have a retrospective yellow in a minute, but here's Fraser. Stands it up, through it comes to Azaz, but Murphy saw it quickly. Manning. Got a couple round the back, one of them Azaz. Fellows on the turn. That's more likely from Southampton. A bit of intensity. And the fans responding. Deflection could have taken it anywhere. Swift it was who pulled his ass down in the middle. Books for his troubles. Comes the corner. Archer couldn't send it towards goal. Just wonder whether the tide is turning here at St Mary's. Did Portsmouth have their chances in the first half? Well, Killip is down now. They can't afford to lose another goalkeeper. The more cynical football fans these days know what this usually means. Team talk time, everyone in. The officials powerless to stop this, really. They are governed by the laws of the game as set out by IFAB, and at the moment there isn't a way to stop this kind of thing happening. Changes though for Southampton. It's going to be a debut here for German central midfielder Kasper Jander, who has joined from Nuremberg in the second division in German football. He's going to replace Downs, who's on a yellow card. And the other change here as well is going to see Adam Armstrong come on. It's Cameron Archer who comes off. And the Loch Ness Monster coming in as well, a man who's had terrible times with injuries over the last few years after such a good spell with Sunderland. Ross Stewart, he is on here as well as part of a triple change, and he replaces Finn Azaz. Portsmouth are ready to make a change of their own. Here's Armstrong. Armstrong, who was away at West Brom in the second half of last season. Premier League opportunities limited, so dropped into the Championship for a half season. A number of different coaches at the Hawthorns. Into the final feed. The ball that Roslev wanted. Murphy looking quickly here for Segacic. Zunu. He's getting enough on that to send it somewhere. Portsmouth changes, double change. John Swift will come off here. I'm sure part of the fact that he's on a yellow card is something to do with it. Segacic also withdrawn. It's LaRue and Devlin, the two to come on for them. Devlin, a Northern Ireland international these days, won all 3 of his caps this calendar year. Has been a substitute in the league so far this season. LaRue, another central midfielder. It's an unused substitute for South Africa in their games against Lesotho, and Nigeria as well. All the way out here. It's the first shot on target of this game for Portsmouth, and it comes just seconds after coming on for Terry Devlin. Fraser. Are we going to get a winner in this one? Armstrong. He's going to take this on. Manning. By Stewart, who certainly adds height to their attack now. And someone for Armstrong to play off at least. Fraser will try and find Stewart. Manning. Fraser. By Williams. Zunu. A chance still for someone to make themselves a hero in this fixture. A play by Killip, who wasn't pleased with the ball played back to him there, but he needs to reset quickly. Armstrong. Manning. And it's dealt with. Portsmouth who are hanging on in there at the moment. Armstrong, it breaks here for Fellows, who goes down. It's a corner. The referee happy with the challenge made. Good tracking back it was there by Jordan Williams. Just enough to ease it away. Stewart making his presence felt. There's height in there for Southampton. shirt pulling in there as well. Rösler. Chaplin jumping in to win the ball. Fellows. Fellows again, the England under-21 international. Fraser. Bundled behind by Devlin, or so it seemed. He knows he's got away with one there. More home changes. This time a debut for Leo Scienza, of Luxembourgian descent. Southampton have their tails up here. Charles. Younger to Fraser, who now has the offside flag raised against him. The double change will also see Jay Robinson come on, the 18-year-old. Fraser want to make way. And Leo Scienza, signed from Heidenheim at the start of this month. Scored 4 in his last 4 games for them. Man who's moved around a lot in his career. It's his 5th club now since 2020. His first appearance in Southampton red and white. So much changed Southampton front line now. They've mixed things up, they've tried to find that right formula. That's not a bad ball in! Wide it goes, but the whistle had already gone from the referee anyway. Just to confirm, it was Fellows who also went off for Southampton. Bishop was in an offside position in the middle. It was a good call by the assistant on this near side. Given by the referee, and Southampton absolutely furious about that. Yander not quite as much as his manager on the touchline, who is going to get a yellow card here for his protests. You saw that, he says to the 4th official. How's that a foul? Won't repeat the rest. Murphy just seemed to jump over his leg. The challenge wasn't even made. Manning nods out. It's another free kick for another offside. Not too many are leaving yet. A committed goalkeeper here, Killip. Puts the ball out of play for the right reasons this time. told to get back here. 5 minutes left of the 90. Charles. Roslep. Robinson. Southampton without the teenage talents of Tyler Dibling in the wide areas this season after his big money move to Everton. Robinson kicks it out there. Armstrong was going for it, but likewise teammate Skenzer as well. Frustrations all-time high around this stadium at the moment. They've lost 13 of their last 16 in the league here, 17 of their last 22 going further back. Devlin, it's fair to say, bought the free kick there. Phillips got to be careful, otherwise he's going to be yellow carded here for time wasting, and he's smashed another one into the stand. Hasn't made the greatest of impressions since coming on. Charles. Might quite reach Robinson, no. Game very stop-start at the moment, not too much flow to it at all. Manning and Devlin both being spoken to here by referee Donoghue. Pulling going on there, but no free kick awarded in Portsmouth's favour. Late challenge there by Swanson, who has already been yellow carded. Skenzer just pointing out there that it's been a couple of times now that he's done that. Manning to send it long. Time running out here for Southampton now. Charles. Southampton fans desperate for their side to make this pressure count in the final stages. Manning goes past Yanda. Charles. Portsmouth happy to sit in here. To play it goes. He's checked both clocks in the stadium, his home watch and the stadium scoreboard as well. He will gladly take this, I'm sure. Didn't win against Southampton in his 2 appearances against them as a player, John Mousinho. Both in League One for his then side Wickham. Bishop. Could there be a sting in the tail here as we move into added time? Murphy! It looked like there was nearly going to be just that. Portsmouth were suddenly looking positive there with 4 forward in that attack. Murphy again, just putting it too far ahead as we move into 4 minutes of additional time. Back well there by Dazelle. Chaplin. Trying to be clever. A bit too clever. It looked like Williams had given away the free kick there, but play goes on. They'll be held to pay if this goes in. Murphy. It's a corner for Portsmouth. And Southampton are left raging again. Murphy has picked himself up to take this. Chorus of play up, Pompey goes up. Southampton with everyone back. Portsmouth committing bodies forward. Dazelle. That's not bad. More decisive this time from Bazunu. Just when Southampton needed their goalkeeper most. Manning. We are halfway through added time. This might be it for Southampton. Safety first, Yanda. Back to Charles. Howard Bellis into Manning. Scienza. Free kick this time. A bit of pushing and shoving going on. Stevens getting involved. Portsmouth trying to get organised here. Can Southampton ram it home right at the end? Well, they'll have to do so from a corner. Corner that will be taken with 30 seconds left of added time in the South Coast derby. In towards Howard Bellis, over, and that might just be that. These two will battle it out again on a Sunday date at the end of January. But here today, at least, it doesn't look like there's going to be a winner. Much to his frustration as their shaky start to the season continues. Well, that's time for today, just about. The referee did move his whistle to his lips. Mousinho asking for full time, but it's not coming yet. But it is now. All over, goalless, and boos from the home fans as Will Still moves away from John Mousinho there, and a bit of afters between the two of those. I don't think they'll be sharing a glass of wine after this one. Plenty of effort, plenty of endeavour, but quality lacking in both boxes in the end. Murphy undoubtedly the star man on the field. He supplied so many times to Portsmouth, but just couldn't quite get it right between them. Giselle had hit the crossbar in the first half. Archer perhaps came closest for Southampton, who dominated after the break, but ultimately